Alright, so I watch a lot of automotive tutorials on YouTube a lot because it usually helps if somebody's done it. They probably recorded it and thought that I would contribute a little bit. Today I'm working on my 2004 Chevrolet Blazer, four-wheel drive. It's got disc in the rear. All I'm doing, the rotors probably need to be changed soon, but all I'm doing today is just changing the pads out. Started to rub on the wear sensors. So just thought I'd make a video of just like pretty much a simple pad slap on these things. So only got two hands, don't have a tripod or anything, so I'll do my best. Try to show everybody how to do it. There's not much to it. Only tools you need: C-clamp, 17mm and a 12mm wrench, your lug wrench, I don't have any brake cleaner, I got carb cleaner, but that works just as well. Little packet of grease to seal you with the pads. That's pretty much it. So this being a Blazer, on this particular one, just use a 12mm on the little caliper bolt right there, and that goes into the little slide pin, which is that. So I like to usually just take my socket. I'm not supposed to really do it with this end, but I don't really care. Put that there. Grab you rubber mallet. That'll work. Just give it a couple hits, and you'll see it start to turn. You don't usually have to get it too much, but just a couple times that'll get it started. And you can see it's starting to turn, but it's also turning the little slide pin right there. Probably see it. Maybe not. As long as you get it loose, that's where you just got to start. As you can see, I can kind of force it with my hand. You can see that slide pin right there. It's turning a little bit. So what you want to do is, with the 17mm will come into play. You just put that right there. It'll eventually lock itself into place when you start turning. See right there. So just turn it. That'll loosen it up. The one thing you don't want to do is pull the bolt completely out before you get the bottom. If you do that, it'll end up turning the caliper all the way down. Just make it a little more difficult to get to that bottom bolt. So I'm going to do the same thing on that one. It's right there. So, like I said, not hard to get to unless you take that top one out. So, leave it in there. Alright, so once you've got the bottom one loose, once you've broken that loose, that's all you really need to do. Go ahead and take the top one out completely. It's not a long nut. It's not a long bolt, I should say. Not a nut. That is it right there. Also, good idea to have some thread locker to put back on it. And red is the more permanent one. Definitely on brakes you want to use that instead of the blue, because the blue is just the medium strength. Red is the high strength. So you got the top one out. Do the same on the bottom, and should come apart pretty easily. Yeah, make sure you got your 17 on there. Won't really work. So I need two hands for this, but you can see it's loose. It's not going to take much. I can almost turn it with my finger to get that out. So, be right back. Alright, so both of them are out. So now all you really need to do is just wiggle it. Now, go ahead and check on your hoses. I mean, there's not much to it. Like I said, this is kind of on a budget. All I'm doing is putting pads on there, but you always want to check, make sure it's not brittle or broken or punctured or anything. You don't see any brake fluid laying down there. You know, just make sure everything seems how it needs to be. So, yeah, calipers probably need to be changed, but these are rears, so very rarely do you ever need to change the pads anyway in the rear. So go ahead and put that to the side. Don't let it fall down because you may end up breaking your brake line. You don't want to do that because then it's no longer a budget job. You're going to have to buy a brake line, bleed the system. It's just work that you don't really want to do. So there's the pads, and as you can see, barely have any pad left. So it's probably sitting on the sensors, making a bunch of noise. You can tell that one if you hit it too hard, probably made some noise. So yeah, definitely time to change these. Don't know honestly if they've ever been changed, although they kind of look like AutoZone pads. Just toss one to the side, but keep one with you, because you can actually use this one with your C-clamp to press in the piston on the caliper. So I'm gonna go grab that stuff, and do look at the rotor. It's smooth. I could probably use new rotors, but I don't really want to take apart the emergency brake assembly, because that's just another headache. Some pads will come with the anti-rattle clips, and little seats for your pads to sit in. If it comes with them, put the new ones in. Might as well go ahead and replace everything while you're in here. If you ask manufacturers like Akebono, different ones, I've talked to a couple of their sales guys, a couple of their reps, their test people. They say you don't really need to because they don't go bad, which they're right. But if you're in there, you might as well just go ahead and pull them out, put the new ones in. Everything's brand new. So if you have them. So the way you want to do this, go ahead and just put the pad as it was in the caliper right there on the piston. So you can use that as a buffer between your C-clamp right there and the pad. And this caliper actually has a nice smooth back on it, so everything will go a lot smoother on the pressing the piston in. Make it a lot easier. Some calipers have these heat sinks like this all the way around the caliper, which makes it kind of tough, and a lot of times you at that point probably want to get a specialty tool to press that caliper back in, but in this case it's a lot easier. Pretty straightforward. Honestly, if it wasn't 30 degrees outside and windy, and actually snow's falling now, be a lot easier. Your hands wouldn't be frozen. But still, I mean, sit down, get organized. This won't take you more than a solid 15 minutes of work. Alright, then you got your caliper piston pressed in. Good to go there. Just set that to the side. Next thing you want to do is these little pins. These are slide pins. You want to make sure they're greased. If you don't have any grease on you, it's a good idea to probably go get some. AutoZone, Napa, that's where I got my stuff. I mean, so it's like $1.69 for a little packet of grease. It's worth it, trust me. Just go get it. It'll keep it from squeaking, keep everything from sticking, have everything last a lot longer. This bottom one feels like it's got nothing in it. It's just kind of floating there. So I want to make sure I get that one out, clean it. That one's pretty dry. So once I get these out, it'll help everything last longer. I'll probably get another 160,000 miles out of these brake pads. Also, some places will have a pin kit. What you can probably do is just give it a little pull, twist, and that rubber boot will come off. So there you go. That is old, nasty grease. I'm going to clean that off of there. Clean it off, put new stuff on, set that to the side, do the same to the bottom. Let me get my light on there. It's starting to sleet now. Lovely. This never happens in Georgia. Today is Snowpocalypse 2017. So there's that. So I'm going to take this off of there. Again, don't have a tripod. I'm going to have to use 2 hands. Be right back. Alright, with these pins, I'm not telling you to go nuts, but get all that old nasty grease off there. With the new grease. This is the only thing left. Yeah, clean those up. Put the new grease on, which is just one of these. Again, that one's synthetic. I don't know what they sell AutoZone. It's pretty much the same stuff though, so just get some of that. You can put it on the back of your pad if you want to. All this is doing is just keeping metal to metal from making a whole bunch of noise, and that's what causes a lot of squeaks. People don't realize. They think it's bad pads or something like that, and I've gone to a bunch of shops, like some of the not necessarily Quick Lube, but just some of the national shops. They just toss this stuff from the side, throw the pads on there, and then think it's the pad or the problem with the part, when all you really need to do is just put some of this on there. Real simple. Don't skip the step. There's my greased up pin. You put the rubber boot, just that, back on it. And slide it back in that little hole right there. You're good to go. Yep, it's just not a whole ton of grease, just get it on there where it slides nice and easy. Alright, so there it is. That's back in. Rubber slid over that little lip. Really easy. Don't worry, you're probably not going to break it. I think that's a lot of worry with people when they work on their own cars, is they're going to break it and not know what to do. Don't worry too much. If you worry too much, you probably will break it. So just go for it. Also, make sure you don't put any grease or anything on the pad face itself. That has to stay exactly as it is. Keep it dry. I put a little bit of spray on there. I've got some anti-noise spray I put on there. But simple as this. Just take the pad, set it in the little seats. That's it. Pretty much. Throw the back side in as well. Just like that. Set it in the little seat. I've got a light in here. Ooh, a little too close. Set it in its seat. Press it in. See, this is hard to do with 2 hands. That's it. And they're on there. So, just like so. Take your caliper. This can be done with 1 hand. That's how easy this is. Like that. Throw it on there. Just like that. Grab your caliper bolts. I already put some thread locker on these. So they're good to go. Just in time too, because it's starting to come down. Sleet, I can hear it. Put that in there. Tighten it. Find your torque specs. I'll probably post them in the description. All the torque specs for the lug nuts in these. It's the only nuts that are on this thing, or only bolts that are on here. Lug nuts and these bolts. Like I said, I'll post the torque specs for these. You do want to make sure you get those torqued down right, and also use some thread locker on there. Take a 12mm. I'll get a ratcheting one. Makes life pretty easy, and just turn it. Now you see again, that's going to turn that pin. So grab your 17. Grab it right there. Just kind of do the opposite. So once you get it down there, it'll lock itself in place. You can turn and tighten your stuff down. I've got a 3/8 torque wrench I'm going to use on this. And just hit it with that, lock it down, make sure everything's snug. And that's pretty much it. Bolts are way back up. Make sure you torque them down. That's it. That's the brake job. Rear's done. I did the other side already. All together, time it took me actually working and not getting everything organized, put together, I don't know, solid 30 minutes. That's it. That's just because I'm freezing. So, thanks for watching.